Hey everybody! I'm flashing more colors than normal. Nope, it's off
Are
now.
are you?
It was on my screen. Whether it's on the recording or not, it's all hearsay. It's just like removing one earmuff off your ears to make the fan noise go away.
Yes, that's how it
100%.
works.
That's 100% how that works. Um. Anyway, welcome to another episode of Who's That Anime with your host Stephen Collin, who are continuing their adventure down Angelic Layer to see who's the best Angelic Layer person.
Angelic Layer player.
Angelic Layer players. It's all the players, all the
Oh
time.
yeah, all the time.
All the time.
Uh we have back this week with 3 episodes. We're taking the calculated risk since Colin and I did a fairly rigid stress test of this machine last night by playing a fairly new, like a brand new game.
Uh, that's been out almost a month now. Came out on the
Oh,
14th
I
of
mean, like,
July.
but it's new in that it's gonna have like a modern graphical fidelity and so on and so forth.
Oh,
So,
yeah. Came out.
and we ran that real hard at like 120 frames.
Oh, you did.
Uh, yeah, on this machine specifically,
Hmm.
uh, ran it at peak um for a good 3 and a bit hours.
Uh, yeah, that's mass.
Yeah.
Sorry about half
Yep.
nine, finished about one.
Yeah. Yeah. So three and a bit hours, and the computer didn't blow up, which is that's huge
So you got
considering it was dying on menial stuff before.
like loading your D&D campaign thing.
Not even loading it, clicking on it,
I
clicking on it.
apparently there's a weird bug in the Windows 11. You know how you can like shift click icons on your taskbar in Windows,
Uh-huh. Yeah,
and
yeah.
it'll bring up a menu or shift right click and gives you extra menus options like run as administrator and such and that.
Hmm.
Uh, it, there's potentially a bug where you do that and then it just crashes the Explorer essentially and
That,
refreshes the desktop.
that doesn't seem good.
No,
No.
no. It could just be the guy at work just broke his machine. You know, technicians.
I did get a virus once that deleted the registry file that helped recognize dot extensions. So basically, everything that had .exe was no longer recognized in the system.
Oh, I didn't run anything.
Yeah, so fortunately, of course, there are some low-level systems that still work. Uh, so I managed to go into the registry and recreate the .exe entry.
I mean, it's handy to be able to do that.
Yeah, it was not a great virus.
I mean,
Um,
there's worse ones out there,
oh, that is definitely true.
like, you know, locking your computer down so you can't get access to it.
Yeah, ransomware's a nasty thing.
Yeah, good old
I mean, there's
ransomware.
like they can take it. Like, there's nothing on here that there's nothing on here that's going to cause any significant problems if it gets out to the public. It's like a bunch of well, actually, there's not much on this system because I've just flashed like rebooted it all as well. So
Yeah, oh, that's
it's
it.
mostly pictures of Angelic Layer at this stage.
Yeah, I'm just going to think you're some sick, twisted pair with angelic layer photos.
I mean, probably.
Hmm.
Oh my god, I'm way more tired than I should be.
Um, possibly. Uh,
Definitely. Oh, did getting further down the rabbit hole of things that are not Angelic Layer, but I sent you that thing earlier on about my processor. Did you read it?
No, because I can't load it up in my current
Oh,
place of work.
I see.
I'll look at it later.
It's not like a lot. It's just basically that it turns out my CPU is designed to automatically head towards 95 degrees if it's using multi-threading
Hmm.
because it sees that as optimum.
Well, yeah, I would say it's optimal.
So yeah,
Maybe not for you in your room.
no, because it gets really fucking warm in here. But apparently the other thing is that there's a difference between like contained heat and heat initially caused by requesting voltage
All right,
or
so
something
just
like that. It's like there's the heat that just is retained generally within the processor, and then like there's the other spikes and things you'll see, which is like when the chip is requesting voltage, it might
mm,
spike in temperature because it's reading it's reading the temperatures caused by that, but it dissipates really quickly. So yeah.
oh, all right. So should we name the game that you were playing?
Oh, the one we were playing last night.
Yeah, the one you stress test your machine on. You just kind of, oh, I played this game.
Slash
It's it's
yeah.
fairly recent, and I stress test my machine. I'm going to leave
Slash this
games.
morning, which is why I'm yawning. It's Exoprimal. That's it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's Dinosaur Overwatch.
Dinosaur Overwatch from Capcom. Well,
Hmm.
Overwatch 2 could have been if they kept the PvE elements into it.
And had dinosaurs.
Mm,
Um,
lots of dinosaurs.
I do want to play more of it. However, I do think it's a bit of a bummer that we played it for 3 and a bit hours and did not win a single game.
We nearly won one.
It's still not the same as winning.
It's it's we're improving. We just
Yeah,
need to get a
as
team
as
together.
as a new user experience, I don't feel like it's a particularly good experience that you immediately lose your first 7 games.
That's just because there's people have been playing it for most of the month.
Yeah, I feel like the matchmaking maybe needs a bit of work.
I feel like maybe we need more players.
Oh well, that too. Anyway, let's we'll try. We'll get 3 episodes to talk about tonight, so we'll try and fire through
Mhm.
with the relevant bits.
All right,
First episode, episode 15
episode
is
15.
Shirahime versus Suzuka, the secret of the ice machine.
Yeah, secret ice machine,
Secret ice machines.
and it's not about buckets.
No, no.
Mm,
Uh,
right, relevant bits for this episode.
yep,
Backstory for Sai.
yep.
Uh,
She had like
stare,
a sister,
yeah,
right?
yeah, stare down with Hatoko. Weird, creepy, like fan base for Hatoko. Uh,
Yeah, I don't know if I feel good about that or not. She's like 5 years old. It's not appropriate.
yeah, I mean, yeah, and samurai ending, one hit kills.
Yes,
Uh,
that's true.
Hatoko. Wow. Let's go through the episodes fully because I
Well,
don't want to
yeah,
spoil it too much now.
I feel like yeah, the relevant point is like kicking off from the start. Yeah, we get a bit of insight into Sai's past, and her sister,
Uh,
who seems to have yeah.
no, no. So it's
No,
basically just like how Sai and Katie became friends.
oh no, wait, you're right. It's Sai and that psychopath.
Sai and the psychopath. Yeah, yeah.
She's that's right, because she's like, oh, did you come here to look at the cherry blossoms all by your lonesome? It's like maybe leave me alone.
Oh yeah, that was it. Yeah. So it was the first time I met you, were crying. I was just like, no, it wasn't.
She's like, no, no, it wasn't. Don't talk shit.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you said. Well, because they're doing a flashback and they're talking it over things, and it's just
That's right.
this seeing you say your face reminds me of that. It's like, all right, okay.
Yeah, it's like, great. Thanks for that.
And it's basically in middle school they met, and she was sitting on a
Yeah,
bench.
that's right. They were in each other's class, and she
Hmm.
saw her sitting, uh, sitting looking at the cherry blossoms.
Staring out into space like every middle school class person does in class
Oh yeah,
in
oh yeah.
anime. And then she didn't say anyone to anyone. No one spoke to her, so that was that. And she would always go to the hospital straight after school
Yep.
because of her sick
Sick
sister,
sister. Yeah,
sick
her
sister,
sick kid sister.
sick kid sister. Yeah. Anyway, and then I think it kicks into the match. So she and Hanako there, and oh no, it kicks into the weird, like who you think's going to win type thing, done by the aunt.
Yeah, and it's the little girl. It's like, who's gonna win? It's like Hatoko because she's cute.
I let her off because she's the same age as Hanako.
It was so good though.
It's the
It was
other
so good.
ones. The other ones are well. I mean, hopefully the
Yeah,
other ones are sizing her up because she's actually quite good at the sport or the
let's
or the
hope so.
games.
Let's hope so.
But then there was one where it was like a bunch of boys with their bandanas going, "Goddess Hadako," and I was like, "Oh, okay,
Yeah.
maybe
But
not."
then also other people are very into Sai as well. They can't
Yeah,
decide. There's like three guys who are like, "Oh, I want Suzuka to win. I want Shirahime to win." Oh, both are great. You're like,
yeah,
oh, "Okay, thanks, that guy.
yeah, that guy.
Thanks for being on the fence with that one."
Ah, yeah, that's fine. Uh, yeah, she has her own thing. Oh, and when they're sitting in the cafe, some fans come over for an autograph. Can I get your autograph? And she goes, "No, I don't do autographs."
And they run away going, "Oh my god, she's even cooler than I thought.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
great."
yeah, it's great.
So,
'Cause
great, great stuff.
that's the cool thing about her. The
She's not
strong
hugely
silent tape.
endearing uh, at
No,
all.
she's like the big bad enemy person.
Yeah,
She's like
she's
the
sort of the Ivan Drago of this bout, as it were.
no. I think she's the big bad of the anime.
Oh,
Only,
generally?
but no one's bad in this anime.
Well, she's the
Uh,
big bad in this anime, although episode 17 would have you believe otherwise.
yeah, I know, but no one's actually like a complete prick that you just no one's Kaiba from Yu-Gi-Oh.
No.
I'm awesome. How dare you beat me?
Uh,
No one's that.
yeah, he's a massive douche.
Yeah. So anyway, so they have a fight and they're all kind of cheering, and then Misaki, Tomo, and Kotaro are all kind of sitting next to each other, having, "Oh look, yeah, we got to cheer on Hatoko. Let's do it." And then
Yep.
psychopath Kaida is sitting next to them, going, "Oh, you guys are quite lively, aren't you?
So you
Such
must
good,
be good friends.
such
Yeah,
good
such good
friends."
friends.
Yeah,
Not willing to let them know. It's like, oh, I'm here, because of her.
yeah. Well, she does say something about
She does
Sai.
eventually say that.
Yeah, says that. Oh yeah, she's here because of her kid sister. I think it's her it
Yeah.
lets on. And then they kind of just have a big stare down match. Sai and Hanako in the desert.
Yeah. Oh, of course, this one's in the Dragon Ball Z desert, this fight.
Yeah,
And as the stare down begins, it then cuts to the control room where Wiggly Ichan and Ojiro and a few others are talking about he's like, oh, I think that this match will it'll either be over in a flash or it will last forever. It's like, cool, good input. And then it cuts back to Katie, who's like, oh, this match could be over in a flash, and it's like, oh, okay, maybe it will be over in a flash. And
Yeah.
yeah, sure enough, they basically just stand looking at each other for a really long time.
Uh-huh. One minute's going to do it, but
Yep.
it's the intern. It just basically screams. Wait, the monitor's not broken? I thought the monitor was broken. How come they're just standing and not doing anything?
Yeah, that's right. He's like, they're just standing still, you idiot.
Yeah,
Jeez.
yeah, very much. Why even employed? Um, so and they're like, yeah, it's going to be over in one move, samurai showdown style, and
Yep.
then suddenly they start running towards each other. And both do a big flying kick to in the air, and the
Yep.
legs meet like swords clashing,
Yep.
and then it cuts to the ad break,
Yeah.
and then it starts again, and they start running towards each other again. And they go in the air and they got the sword clashing, and then suddenly they just like go and fly back way, and the announcer's like, What happened there? Let's rerun that back on the big monitor." And it's like, "Oh wow, they both touch each other, got their foot in their each other's face."
Yep.
And this is
And
it.
then smack.
Yeah, this is it. This is it. For the one that gets up is the one that's going to win, and it's Sai.
Shirahime, the
She,
size angel, is the one that stands up victorious after the life bars go. But Suzuka just goes, bloop.
yeah,
So, yep,
yeah.
just not good, just not as powerful, unfortunately.
Pixel hell, man.
So yeah, yeah, just
Mm,
chip damage level health left.
yeah. So Hatako's out. She's out.
Yep,
She's out of here.
she's done,
And she,
and she's like, yep, I guess I'll go.
yeah, she picks up the thing and then she runs out, and then Misaki chases after her and goes,
Yep.
"You all right?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm fine, but I broke my promise."
It's the best thing, right? She turns around, she goes, "I lost," and she like really smiles, and you're like, "Okay." I think her mind has snapped like a dry and brittle twig. It's like, "Oh, no, okay." She's upset about it, and she starts crying. She's like, you've worked so hard not to break our promise, and here I have broken our promise."
Mhm.
And she gives her a hug, and I think she feels a little bit better. And then she says, "I want you to go on to win." And I think she says the words, "Remember our promise." And I'm like, you mean the promise that you just broke? Yeah,
Yeah,
that one. It's like you're asking me to remember the promise we just talked about because you broke it. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I remember.
yeah. I
I
was
remember.
was Do you remember the South Park episode? There's a South Park episode where some kid's dying of cancer,
Okay.
and the little league and his dying wish or something is for like the little league hockey team to win
Oh,
against the
is that the one Stan where he's like on the hockey team? Stan, is it Stan's
st-
winning 11? I think it's what
yeah,
it's called.
and he's the coach,
Yeah,
and every time they do something, I think the parents of the kid is dying of cancer. Is like, oh, he's asked us if he can do that. It's just, oh God, okay,
yeah. Oh no.
and it is all weird emotional blackmail.
I'm sure it's hockey.
Yeah, it's hockey because they're fighting like I think this might be some Canadian team comes down.
Stanley's Cup.
Yeah, yeah, because that isn't a hockey cup.
Yeah. I like that we're like I'm thinking it's like, oh, that's one of the newer episodes. It's like, no, that was
No,
17 years ago.
no, that's why I know of it. I don't
Fucking
know
hell.
much. I don't know much else.
Oh,
Well,
oh no.
I think they had Donald Trump in one.
Maybe. I don't know, man. I haven't watched South Park for a long time.
No,
Well,
no.
no. I've watched South Park last week, but I have not watched anything new from South Park in a long time.
Yeah.
Still watching the same episodes over and over.
Oh, jeez.
So yeah, she's upset, but she feels a little bit better because
Mhm.
uh it's okay because uh Misaki can fulfill that promise. Uh
Mhm.
and then I think like just Misaki and Sai not talk at the end of this episode.
Yeah. Yeah, so basically, Misaki comes back in, and Goro says, because Tomo was like, I'm going to go look for Hatoko too, and Goro, no, you can't really do it. There's got to be someone who's been in that position.
Someone that knows what losing feels like needs to
Yeah.
go. Let Misaki go.
Yeah, pretty much. And then, anyway, so they meet up again in the foyer
Yeah.
of the stadium and go, it's like, oh, how is she? Oh, she's fine. Oh, that's okay. I'm going to be really nice and sweet to her for the rest of the day because I am a
Yeah.
cool big brother. And then Misaki and Koro have like tight look, and then Tomo just sucker punches the guy.
Yeah, that's right.
She's
Because,
like,
she hasn't hit him in a while.
yeah, not all episode. Sucker punch.
She's a menace.
No, it's also the look that she gave just before she did it too. She got like really
Yeah.
happy. It's like, oh, look at you guys.
Smack. Yeah. If, if only there was a way for me to physically manifest my potential jealousy. Oh, here it is.
Yeah, pretty much.
She can't take it out of Misaki,
Yeah, because she loves
but
her
she can
too.
take it out on him.
Yeah.
Have you
Anyway,
ever watched Billy and Mandy?
Billy and Mandy.
Billy and Mandy, like
Oh,
where they it was two kids that had control of the Grim Reaper.
I've seen bits of it where Billy's not the smartest and Mandy's just like the most evilest being on the planet.
I mean, that's every episode, but there is
Yeah.
one episode where there's a skull that grants wishes, and some kid called Puddin finds the skull, and I think he wishes that his rabbit was alive, like could talk to him or something like that,
Mhm.
and it just becomes this like demonic rabbit, and it picks up like a baseball bat, and it says to him, he says, Puddin, they say that love hurts, and I love you a lot. It's very dark.
Yeah, cartoons
Oh
back
yeah.
in the late early 2000s, late 90s are
Oh yeah.
quite dark.
There's
Cause
also a bit in it where like I think a spider thinks that Billy is his dad for some reason. It's like a giant spider, and they're in court for whatever reason. I cannot remember why. And the spider's like it keeps referring because Billy hates spiders. I think is the joke here.
uh-huh.
And he goes, "Please, Dad, I just want us to be closer. I could be anything. I could be anything you want me to be." He goes, "I want you to be dead." It's it's so horrific. I have laughed at that line for maybe close to however many years, like 15 years now, and it's so dark. So dark.
I was yeah, it was I don't know. I'm going to go back to Harry Birdman now because that's one of the many topics, and it's just
Yeah.
the Flintstone episode where
Yep.
he goes,
The crime boss.
You dead to me, can opener." He snitched.
I love Harvey Birdman.
And it's just a
It's a great show.
pterodactyl.
Have you watched Bird Girl yet?
I watched, was it maybe the first season? I don't know. I watched an episode. I didn't really like it. It wasn't.
I heard it. I heard it was okay.
It wasn't up there for me the same as Harvey Birdman. But maybe I just grown out
That's
of
a
Harvey
shame.
Birdman.
I don't know, man. That seems unlikely.
Very unlikely.
That
Uh,
seems unlikely. The show is still going, it seems.
Bird Girl.
Yeah,
Uh,
like they've done two seasons.
I don't know. It's different. It's not.
Yeah,
It's very different because it's like they're actually kind of superhero type people
yeah.
rather than
I don't know.
just a stupid uh side
Lawyer.
out. Yeah, side avenue for a lawyer is just wins all his cases, but had to I think there's like in the last season they had to retrial because there was there was this one juror in all Harry Birdman cases. He was always there as a constant.
Wasn't the bear that just goes "Her"
No, it
in
wasn't the
every
bear.
episode?
He came in and I think from the second episode. He just started.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Her.
that was the lawsuit between a coffee chain scolding oh, the Indian guy.
Oh. Apache Chief Anya Chuck.
Yeah, actually, because he can grow
He
at
can
will.
grow, but he can't after he burns himself with the coffee.
Yeah, can't go after coffee at will. Yeah.
Um, so where were we? The guy's just been punched to death.
Oh yeah, he got a sucker punch. And then
Yep.
Sai is appearing to basically go, ah, yeah, I watched you with Kata and you still got that weakness that you still have. And Misaki's like, well, I know it's me. I'm bad at this, bad at that, bad at this, bad at that. And Sai just goes, yeah, you have many weaknesses. And then Katie is like, shut up. You can't be saying that, that's rude.
So savage.
And then,
It's like, yeah, you're right. You're a mess.
and then she walks away, and then Mizaki pretty much, but I will always try to be stronger.
Ugh.
Um,
Yeah,
and then walks away.
that's it.
End of the
That's
episode.
this episode.
Done.
How
There
do
you
you
go.
rate it, Colin?
Uh, I don't know. The fight was, kind of classic samurai fight.
Yeah, the fight was barely a fight, but yes,
Yeah,
it was cool.
it was, it was like all tension, but there wasn't much in it.
Yeah,
And then I suppose there's a bit of story for Sai because she's like the big bad
yeah.
of the tournament. Yeah, I'm going to say seven, maybe 7, 6.
Mm, I'm thinking 6. This is a duller episode, but don't worry, it'll get better as we move on to episode 16, the final game, Hikaru's last attack.
Yeah, Piku's last attack. So we get into a bit more of Sai's backstory where we find it's a kid, her kid's sister,
Yep.
as or just little sister,
Yeah.
is in the hospital, and obviously watching the snow as it flakes, and
Yep.
she's going on. It's like go to bed, going, oh look, sis, can we do this, or can you do this for me? And it shows her the Angelic Layer page in the magazine. And it's like, yeah, okay, we can go and design that, and then next thing you know, she's asleep because obviously she has no stamina, and
Yep.
put it there, and Sai's going, yes, I always have that same dream where Lynn, her sister, is
Yep.
sleeping in the snow.
Yep.
Always sleeps in the snow. And then it cuts back to real present time.
Yep.
And is it straight into the fight?
I think it's almost straight into the fight where they get it's a beach fight this time.
Mhm.
Streets of Rage, sorry, Streets of Rage, Tekken 3 style. Eddie Gordo.
Yeah.
Yes, it is
Oh,
Streets of Rage 2.
yeah. There's a beach scene in that at the end.
Yeah.
Also, it's the obligatory beach episode.
Oblig obligatory?
Obligatory.
Obrigado.
Oh,
Yeah.
I am not saying a word right, am
You and me both.
I?
I have said people's names at least 3 or 4 different ways since we started.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, it's the beach episode.
Do you think what we should do is I think a good experiment would be that what we should do is train an AI on our voices, uh, and then what we can do is ask ChatGPT to write an episode of the podcast, but occasionally segue to talk about Harvey Birdman and see if anyone notices.
Probably not. Harvey Birdman or Clerks, the
Clark's the
animated
cartoon.
series. Our
Yep,
animated series.
yep, that's it. 2 touchstones.
Two touch pillars of our community.
Yeah, yeah, they are. So yeah, you're right. I think we're straight into the fight, and basically, if memory serves correct, Hikaru is actually attacking a lot, like landing a lot of hits,
Mhm.
pushing Shirahime back, um,
Yeah.
but not doing a lot of damage,
No.
just like throwing a lot of punches, basically. Um, but not,
Yeah.
yeah, it's not taking a lot of damage.
Yeah. So there's a bit of the control scene where they talk about like OG, uh, Ichi, Sama, and OG Sama or
Hmm.
OG,
Ojiro,
OG, Ojiro.
I think.
Yeah, that's probably right. OG, orange
OJ,
juice.
yeah,
Oh man, it brings me back to the memory of
the
Taz.
juice.
Tasmania
No,
with the dad. Always talking about
yes,
OG.
yes.
There you go. There's a new takeaway for you.
Oh man, that's a deep cut.
Uh, it is. We'll have a deep cut in this one too. Sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it goes along. They're talking and saying, "Oh yeah, she does have this weakness, and the beach isn't going to help it, and it can be quite charming." And everyone's like, "What weakness?"
Yeah. This is the that's right. It's the oh yes, but a weakness can also be charming and it can also become a strength. And it's like we're talking very vaguely about this. Like I cannot wait to find out like what this incredible week we've been talking about it for like 8 episodes now. It's like oh the weakness. Yeah.
I suppose it's yeah, you're right because you start talking about it at the start of like this tournament.
It has been for fucking ever. We've been talking about this
Uh,
weakness. Oh, it's a
only
weakness. What could it be? What has she
only
not realized yet?
it's not really a weakness as such in
No,
sense.
that's that's the thing that makes it worse.
No,
They've been
but
like, oh, like, yeah, the weakness. This is the thing that's going to be her downfall. And it's like, holy shit, what could this be? Because she's
yeah,
pretty good at this. I
mhm.
can't wait till we talk about what it is,
Yeah.
what the weakness is.
It's gonna be the awesome weakness.
It's a real
Um.
fucking weak weakness, that's for sure.
Oh yeah. It's like anyway, but they haven't talked about it. They mentioned it once, and then she did like some pondering at one episode, and then they kind of forgot about it until it was like came up to like the last episode where it's like, oh, yeah, you still haven't
They
got rid
did
of your
a whole
weakness.
episode in what's his name, Kotaro's dojo. He was like,
Yeah,
yeah, because you need to, you need to get better so that you can deal with your weakness that you don't know what it is by watching me do karate.
yeah, but
Ah,
that's the so it was mentioned at the episode before that, and then they did the whole episode that she's trying to work out, and then she still hasn't worked out, and then it still came up. Anyway,
like no, when was the fuck? When was the I'm going to watch him do karate episode?
Oh, I would say it was quite a long time ago, but at the same time, they haven't mentioned it again in between that.
I
No,
swear. No, but the point is, it's kind of been hanging over us like a cloud, and they keep occasionally mentioning it like it's going to be a big deal.
it's a big deal. Uh,
Is it going to stop her from winning this fight for some reason?
oh yeah, and that's just down to a thing that we'll be talking about in a minute. We're going to
Oh
keep
God,
talking about this non-weakness in this bit, just
weakness. Yeah.
to keep it a cliffhanger for like until we talked about it.
No, we need to get to it. So yeah, there's the
Yeah,
fight. She's
yeah,
punchy, 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 like constantly
mhm,
punching, 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 punching,
yeah.
and
She,
she's not making any headway,
mhm.
basically.
And then so he does the strip.
Oh yeah, because all of her clothes are all of Shirahime's clothes are in tatters
Mhm.
from all of the barrage of hits from Hikaru, and she just disrobes to
Yeah,
reveal a swimsuit underneath, and everyone was like, "Oh
yeah,
yeah!" You're like,
yeah.
"It's a doll, guys.
It's
It's a
not even a,
doll."
it's not even a large doll.
No,
It's like
can
the
we chill out?
size of Barbie
Can we chill out, please?
or Malibu Stacy.
Yeah, math is hard.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh,
but yeah, I like this bit because I think is it this because there's an amazing bit where they just kind of like stand talking to each other. I think when they share the part where it's like, oh, you finally understand the weakness you have.
yeah.
Uh,
Well,
because
it's not
does she
quite
not see
here.
her walking? But she walking. Does she like?
Yeah.
Do they hit each other for a bit first
Yeah,
after
yes.
this?
So so when she this robe, she comes in and the announcer goes, "Oh, she's getting serious now," and then she runs in
Yep.
and it goes like cha 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 on Hikaru, and then Saki goes, "Oh, I can't win by dodging all the time," and breaks out her like s- stolen special move, the Rolling Thunder,
Yep.
and Suzumi just takes it and chops and she blocks it. She's blocked it. Oh, what am I going to do? I'm going to go faster. Then Saki runs in with Hiraku faster and goes, that's like max speed. That's everything I got. What else can I do? And then she's kind of like getting a bit distraught. And then I think she looks down and sees the feet sinking into the sand, which was
Yeah, that's it.
given away at the start for us. It was showing that her feet are in the sand. Oh, her feet's in the sand, and then Saki goes, "Ah, you know the weakness."
You finally figured out. I was like, I am riveted at this point. What could we be talking about? And she's like, that's right. I'm far heavier than any other doll you fought. And you're like, no, that's not the fucking. So, sorry,
Yeah.
what? And it's like, oh, you're so light and I'm so heavy. And it's like, no, fuck this show. I cannot believe this is what we've been building to is you're a bit light. You're a bit light.
Oh, 100%. I can see Steve just like throwing his phone down the toilet, going, "No,
I was
done."
so angry, particularly when then they did the montage. It's like, remember these other people. It's like, oh, but then didn't Hikaru like knock someone out of the layer before? It's like, yes, but she was at the edge of the layer. Like, fucking hell. Why
Yeah,
do we need to go into all this explanation for just yeah, she's a bit small, but light. You know, like,
yeah,
yeah, that weakness that was really difficult for you to understand. The one they made it seem so cryptic that it couldn't possibly be something so bloody obvious, and yet here we are. Here we are. That's the weakness.
it's
And then
that's the point though. It is
it,
a
it makes up for it almost immediately though. Because
well,
because after they're kind of talking to each other, they kind of get like really close
mhm.
and she's just standing talking and she just goes smack
Yeah, she just does it.
like,
Bitch
slowly
slaps,
slaps her it's incredible.
bitch. Yeah, Suzumi.
Shirahime.
Sure, Himi. This bitch
Yeah.
slaps Hiraku across the face,
It is
backhanded too.
incredible.
A
It's so
backhanded
good.
one, proper
Yeah.
knuckles and everything.
It's so great. It's so great.
It's like,
Uh
yeah,
I
bitch,
loved
I'm
it.
heavier.
I
Um,
loved it. I loved it.
So,
And yeah, so good.
uh, yeah. So this kind of just leads like Hiruko's like, oh shit, none of my attacks are going to work because she's a bit heavier. She can block, and Tsuruhime is like got an impressive blocking stance. She's like a proper tank.
Yes.
She can tank all the hits.
Yep.
And then Hikaru's like, oh shit, what can I do? I don't want to lose. It's like, are you going to give up? And and Hikaru goes, no, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to fight. And it's like, oh, your loss.
Okay.
And it was like twice she said it. It's like, because she did get knocked down the ground,
Yeah,
and she's going to, oh, get up, Hikaru, get up. As Hikaru just comes running in with a big knee drop,
that's right.
going knee drop her, but she gets up, and then this is all kind of before the big reveal.
The discovering of the big weakness is a bit of a downer, and then the slap across the face is a pretty big upswing again.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, I like ultimately that it's like Hikaru eventually is like Misaki and is like, oh, I have a plan.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drown this motherfucker.
Yeah, I don't feel I understand this, but yeah. So because it's a beach and just
Yep.
behind Hikaru, I think is like rocks into the water. Because
Yep.
nowhere else on the map there's rocks. It's just as to zoom out, it's like, oh, that just happens rocks, and then they're on the rocks, and she's jumping along the rocks, and then Surui comes in with a big lunging punch towards her, and as she stands on one of the pillars, and Hikaru grabs her arm and flings her into the water,
Yep.
and then goes down
Uses
for
her own weight against her.
yeah, and then goes down to like beat her up, and that's it. And Hikaru wins the
She
tournament.
wins because she drowned that doll.
Yeah. Oh shit, we've got to talk about the mum enjoying the meal in the last episode. Or is it this episode?
Oh, no, it's either one, and I think it's funny because she enjoys the meal and then she eats a bit of her ice cream and she goes, "Oh, cold," and you're like, "Yeah, it's ice cream."
They like to go and say cold. And then is it this one? That they're playing catch?
Oh, talking about the three pillars of friendship. That might be
Yeah,
this one.
yeah. And
Doesn't
then
really seem all that relevant.
yeah. Well, the carer, the one that she says trend is maybe that's something that kind of relates to like parent and child too. Hint, hint, hint. Wink.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Go and see your daughter,
Daughter.
you
Yeah.
horrible woman.
Yeah.
And we're not done with her either, because in the next episode, it is an absolutely blinding piece of self-indulgent bullshit that the mother does. So I can't wait to talk about that either.
Oh, that's a quality of humor. It's like
It's
the worst.
it's absolutely batshit crazy. It's just borderline. Actually, I don't know if you should have children. I think that child needs to be protected from you and your craziness. Not healthy. Like, not good at all.
Oh, it's too late. She's already got their
Too, too,
mother's
way
sensibilities.
too late. Oh
Um,
no.
yeah, so um, she's decided like, all right, if she wins, then the tournament, then I'm going to have a face to face with her.
Yep.
Uh,
She's
was
decided.
was the outcome of that?
Yep. Which she then
So
does win the tournament.
yeah, she does win the tournament. So
Yep.
therefore, she's
She
going
does
to
win
have
the
a
tournament. She's like, oh,
face to
I'm gonna go
face.
and have a face to face with her. Yep.
Yeah.
The other thing I think is pointing out is I think that Misaki wasn't the only one. Like she had the promise to keep to Hatoko to make sure that she won, so that
Mhm.
that could go on.
Doesn't matter what
And
age or height you are.
yeah, it doesn't matter what age or height or weight you are. It's about your skill in the layer,
Exactly.
and she proved that. And Sai also had a promise, which was that she wanted to keep being better.
She wanted to
Uh,
get Stronger. That was like
Yep.
the interview. She said she wasn't going to do an interview with the aunt, but she answered one question. So why do you play Angelic Layer to be stronger?
Yep.
I think
And
that was last
it's for
episode.
her sister. Yep.
Yeah, and she never says that. Only Kate,
We can
Katie knows.
well we yeah, we kind of get that in this episode when we see the kid dying in a bed basically and then her looking through a window going,
Yeah.
"Oh shit. This
Oh,
doesn't seem good."
that reminds me. That's
Uh-huh.
the big deep cut that I was talking about is gone
Uh-huh.
by. And that was like the scene where she comes to realize that she can win with her weakness because she was like goes back to the karate and she's
Yep.
asked Kotaro, oh, what about if you're like small and stuff? It's like, yeah, small
Oh
people
yeah.
have a different way to win, and then that's where she gets the idea to
That's where she gets the idea.
drown, drown, like a cold-hearted person. I'm not
Yeah.
going to drown you.
It is like in itself like it's very clever and stuff like that, but there's a bit of a darkness to that where it's like, yeah, it's like, how can I win this? It's like, well, what if she's not heavy enough to swim back up if I put her in the water? It's like, okay,
Yeah,
okay, yeah, you do that.
yeah,
You do that.
yeah. Um,
It's like Stitch in Lilo and Stitch. He's
I've
so
never watched that.
dense.
Yeah,
If he goes in the water, he'll drown. He'll just sink right to the bottom.
does he?
Well, that's the when he's about to land on Earth. They're really hoping that he's just going to land in the water because if he does, he'll just drown.
All right.
And it looks like he's about to land in the water. They're all going, yeah, and then he lands in Hawaii, which is like this tiny little pinprick of land on the map, and they're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, come on.
Oh, jeez.
You should watch Lilo and Stitch. It's very good.
Oh, yeah. I don't know got around to it. So there's that. Uh, and then he cuts to the end, and Sai's walking around. Out, and she also goes, "I've lost," to Katie,
Yeah.
and Katie's like, "Oh," and then I think she says, I always saw you being the stronger one
Yep.
because you're always able to smile."
And it's where she says, but the secret I have is that I don't hold back when I want to cry. And then they
Yeah.
kind of just stand back to back, leaning on each other. It's
Yeah.
actually quite a nice scene, I must admit.
Mhm.
Of all the sort of less good scenes in this show, like this is like I don't even know, like I don't even really like the wording and things like that, but I actually really like the imagery.
Mhm.
The kind of just um the acceptance of the fact that she can be emotional if she wants to be, but she's still not strong enough at that point to show it. But she wants to be close to the person who told her that, so they're back to back. I think is kind of a nice touch. It's really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Uh, what happens
I think
in
that's I think that's the end of this one because it's basically the next episode is we kind of have a fresh start again as we're about to move on to further discussions of how to move on with life.
yeah,
Um,
that's basically what this is all about, man.
so how do you rate this one then?
I liked it. I liked the fight. The fight was good.
Fight was really good actually.
I like it, and I liked the image of basically never giving up just because you think you're going to get defeated type thing. I like that. That's
Hmm.
that's good. Definitely a good attitude. There's always a chance that your opponent will make a final mistake in your favor, and you can go
And you'll be able to drown them.
and be able to just drown them like a
Yeah.
motherfucking bitch, cold hard bitch,
It's like
gangster style.
it's yeah, so cement shoe level of death. So
Yeah.
what do you give it?
Um, I think it was good. It's got like a lot of good imagery in it, well, like you were saying, and it had a lot of feels. So I'm going to bring it up to 8.
I agree. I think this is probably the best episode that the show's had so far.
Mm.
Although I am So tempted to drag it right down to a 1 for that reveal of
Weakness.
the weakness. Like the thing is you could still have gone into that fight knowing that and it still be tense. And
Yeah,
instead it had to be like this half season long build up about nothing. Ugh.
I love it.
Anyway.
I loved it. I love it. The fact that it was like, oh, you
Oh,
still haven't sorted out your weakness with your dog. It's
yep.
like, you can't.
Ugh.
How am I going?
Yeah,
That's what I designed it to be.
yeah. I've what I've done is I've just added lead weights to it.
Yeah, I was waiting for it.
I've made its clothes of lead,
Yeah,
like Goku's clothes in Dragon Ball.
yeah. Full on lead.
I did see a great clip that I showed my kids the other day, which is Goku walking past someone going, "Tickets, tickets, please. Hey, tickets, tickets!" And he just keeps walking, and he comes back and he goes, "Oh, my name's not Tickets. It's Goku. Nice to meet you." Shakes her hand and then just walks away. It's real good.
That's actually in the anime, isn't it? It's not like a.
So yeah, no,
It's,
I think that's in the anime. It's real good.
it was that like Dragon Ball Z Goku or like
I think
when
that's OG Dragon Ball.
he was
Like
a kid.
yeah, when he's kid,
Yeah.
and then like towards the end of Dragon Ball when he's grown up, there's the scene with the weighted armor, the weighted training gear as well,
Mhm.
which is also very good. Where he just like starts taking all his clothes off, and they're like, "Hey, what's with this?" And it's like, "Oh my god, why is this so heavy? Oh god, have you been wearing this whole time?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm much stronger now though."
Yeah. Yeah, the old weight myth. The best weight reveal was Rock Lee. I love that.
I it's so freaking good.
Uh,
I showed my eldest that the other day as well, and he's like, "Okay." It's like, should I watch Naruto? Like, yeah, you probably should watch Naruto. Um, Annoyingly though, uh, the thing is, when I had um, Funimation,
uh-huh.
the dub of Naruto was on that.
Uh-huh.
Naruto is on Crunchyroll, but not
Oh,
the dub,
oh, all right.
just the subtitles,
Yeah. Uh,
which is
it's good.
super annoying.
That's good though. Get your kid to read
Well,
some words.
he can read. It's just I don't think he can read at that fast. I feel like we'd be pausing a lot and rewinding, and
That's what I
it's
do.
like good practice once you're a bit faster at reading. But like his ability to read words is good. His ability to read at pace is still not there. Not enough for like subtitles to be there and the only thing you're focused on. Also, he's going to miss everything else because he's just reading the words.
Yeah, but you should get him to do that. Read the words, and he'll be a pro.
Well, I'm tempted because it would definitely open up what we can watch.
Yeah, yeah.
He started watching a bit of Hunter x Hunter and kind of enjoyed that. So,
Hunter x Hunter.
like we were
Oh,
on while we were on holiday. Like I forget that places that aren't the UK like a lot of their anime clothes. Um,
uh-huh.
and he got a Hunter x Hunter T-shirt. He got another My Hero Academia T-shirt. He
Hmm.
got a Boruto T-shirt, a Naruto T-shirt.
Yeah.
So he's like anime clothed up.
Oh wow. It's
Yeah.
100%. Um, I don't know. You might be want to watch Hunter x Hunter. It gets
Oh,
a bit
I've
gruesome.
watched. Yeah, that's the thing. Like the start of it is fine. Like the first season or so is pretty good,
I
and
don't
then
know. It's got a scary
it
clown in
gets a
it.
bit. Uh, like I think if he put up with what was his name in My Hero Academia, the hero killer,
No idea.
Stained,
Stain.
Stain, Stain, the hero killer, because his whole thing was like he would cut people with his knife and then drink their blood,
Oh, good.
and
That
after
sounds like
drinking their blood, it would paralyze them so that he could murder them.
Wait, is that not just excessive blood loss?
No, no, like that was his quirk, is that if he tasted their blood,
Uh huh.
he could paralyze them.
Okay. So basically, you know, like you stab someone, right?
Yep.
And you just hit like a major artery, right?
Uh-huh.
And then they'll bleed to death.
I mean, that you could also do that, but obviously remember you're working against heroes, so that's probably not always as easy. So all he needs to do is like cut them a little bit
Uh huh.
and then just drink the blood on the knife.
I mean, yeah, you just do that, or you know, you just fire an arrow at their face.
He could do, but what if they ran away or set it on fire or froze it?
I see setting things on fire like art, like it depends on how hot the fire is. But a
Oh,
flame, you just turn it into a flaming arrow.
you underestimate the rest of the heroes.
I don't underestimate this. Heroes. I know it's got something stupid.
You you've watched My Hero Academia though, right?
I think I watched the first season. I think it was on Netflix for a bit.
Yeah, it's really good. It's all on Crunchyroll,
Yeah,
but it definitely gets a bit not great at certain points.
yeah.
Like a guy
This.
walking down a hallway and someone tries to apologize for something and he just grabs their head and squashes it.
Oh, that's
It's like,
classic. That's a
oh,
classic anime move.
that's yeah, that's not great. Not great for a 9-year-old. Uh,
Has he tried squashing your head?
sorry,
Has he tried squashing your head?
not yet, not yet. Anyway,
Third episode.
new nightmare unlocked. Third episode, episode 17. I've made up my mind on you, the one Misaki selected.
Yeah. So this one
Can
starts.
I can I
Uh huh.
can I nickname this episode?
Party Genda.
I'm gonna call this the Incredible Sulk.
The Incredible Sulk.
Yep, this is like sulking the episode.
There's only one person sulking in this episode.
I know.
And she
She's
wasn't really.
constantly on frame.
Yeah, I mean, you said it before. She's a 5-year-old kid.
I know.
And she's like acting like a 5-year-old kid now, and you're complaining.
No, that's not kids. 5-year-old kids don't sulk. They yell. They throw things. They get angry. They shout about the fact that they think things are unfair. This is a level of like this is someone dealing with something as it like with adult sensibility, but also the huffiness of a 5-year-old.
Yeah, that is true.
Anyway, yeah, you're right. It's so now that Misaki has made it through to the next wave of
Next
of
tournament.
game, the next
Yeah.
tournament, the regional finals, I think is what
The
it is.
national tournaments.
National tournament now.
I think we're on did the regional to finals there.
Oh, okay. So, but now, and I love this so much, where it's like, oh, but you can't take part in that. Like, it's all different in this one. It's like, well, why is it all different? No, why is it not just the same thing we've been doing, but now it's different? Now it's oh yeah, now it's round based, and it's like 3 minutes, and then you got another minute to like have a break, and also, yeah, you need to have like a second, which is like a person who can help patch up your
Yeah.
your 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 angel, and it's like what?
Let's make it a
You just let's change the sport entirely.
oh that's got like you got your coach where you corner and you get the water in
Yeah,
your
you cut
bandage.
man.
You cut man. Yeah.
He's a wrecking machine. That guy.
Yeah. Um, and it starts off in the schoolyard doing menial tasks as to do.
Yes,
And Hatoko appears out of nowhere. She's not even in that school. She just appears.
he's just there because
Just there. Oh, Hatoko, what are you doing here? Oh, yeah, I just came to tell you about all the stuff that we just mentioned about the nationals.
I just came to tell you to like have a total knowledge bomb for the audience here.
Yeah,
Everything's different all of a sudden. enjoy it.
Yeah, they changed it up this year. Um, and I'm like, all right. And then Kotaro was trying to ask Misaki out again for a to watch him do karate again to help him
Hmm.
for the nationals. And then Tomo was like, "Nope, we're having a party because she's going to win, and this is the party for her to win at the nationals." Type thing.
Yep.
Uh, and that's the thing. And then you get Hatoko just doing like research because she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to be her second. Definitely going to be the second." And
Yep.
I'm doing all this research and getting all the stats and stuff. And Misaki's going, "Oh wait,
Kotaro's like, don't do too much work now.
yeah, don't do too much. Not decided yet." Misaki's like, "Ah, well, you know what? Yeah, maybe I will ask her." And then the party happens, and the subject comes up, and she's about to go, "Oh, Hayako, will you be my ding dong?"
A fucking doorbell.
And the aunt's been talking to the mother,
Mhm.
and she said, "Yeah, maybe I'll show face." Type thing is, and she says, "Oh shit,
You
is that
said
my
you
sister?"
would. She said she would. If she wins, I'll go and have a face to face with her. Maybe I'll go and have a to face. You are backing out of the thing you said already.
No, she's not. She's not. She's like, "Oh shit, maybe
Is
that's my sister." And then it wasn't. It
mm,
was Ringo. Sad.
yeah,
Ringo.
yeah. It's like party popper in your face.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Misaki. And it's like, "Oh wait, you're not Misaki." It's like, "Nope, I'm
Nope,
not."
I'm not.
Uh, and then I think Oji-sama appears as well with some roses at the same time.
He does the what is it? They keep the knight.
The
They
prince.
keep referring the prince. Yeah,
Yeah, Prince of the Lair.
yeah. He's there too.
Yeah. Much to Kotoro's annoyance.
Oh yeah,
And
he doesn't like him being there.
yeah, and then they talk about the second again, and then Ringo goes, and Hatoko goes off to go, "Oh, I got something to
Yep.
show you." And then Hatoko goes off, and then comes back to hear Ringo, "Oh, I'll be your second." And Misaki goes, "Oh yeah, that's kind of great."
Is this no wait? Is this after all the presents though? Because she gives her a hamster. The
Oh
hamster
yeah,
is important. She get loads of presents, like her album that's not out yet, and a pencil case, and this
uh,
stuff. But also, here's like under my hat is a hamster called Misataro.
yeah, Mr. Taro.
Is it? Oh, he has the same name as me. Yes, I may have named him after you without asking. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's her pet. And
Yes.
she said, "Oh, I could be your second because I booked off time because I thought I'd be in the nationals." And so uncouth, I think she says.
Yes.
And then
We should
unstylish.
point out that Katie's there, and so is Sai.
Oh yeah, they appear too. Yeah.
They are here, like the mortal enemies of this thing, the ones that was like slapping her about and telling her she wasn't good enough. They're here now.
Oh no,
Oh,
no
not
one.
Katie, mostly Sai.
Oh, it's just but she's all good. She's like,
Yes,
"I'm here now because
I'm here now.
I relieved my burden off because we shouldn't mention that Sai's sister passed away, I believe.
Yes, I think that's no. That I think we get that in the last episode, but I think she talks a bit more about it in this one
Uh, yeah, I think
because
so.
we see the scene in the hospital in the last one where I think the machine flatlines or
Yeah,
something, some such thing.
she's on a respirator at the end, and it's
Yes,
like, "You have the power to dream, but not the power to live."
that's it.
The
Oh my
line.
god, what a line! What a line!
Oh, the line that she
The power to dream, but not the power to live. It's
it's
incredible.
so sad. Anyway, so
It's poorly written, poorly executed, but I love it so much.
you should. Oh man, you should watch the. You should go and watch the cutscenes in Exo Primal, man. they're
I'm good.
almost they're
I'm good.
almost good.
Yeah, I bet.
Oh,
I
I mean,
bet.
they're like eighties action maybe good.
Good
Oh,
times.
it's good. It's so good. Anyway, so
So Hatoko is now upset and sulking because she's like, "Oh, guess she's not going to ask me then.
yeah,
I'm just going to I'm going to be miserable throughout this whole party now."
yeah, and she's run away, and Misaki's like, "Well, where's Hatoko?" type thing, because she hasn't not decided not to be with Asuka.
No,
She just
and
doesn't have like
she's not. Yeah,
she's not brutal enough, straightforward enough to
Ko-
say without offending other people.
Kotaro is also there. Oh, they're now playing on this Angelic Layer demo kit that Ojiro-sama brought.
Yeah, the portable demo kick. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's not big enough for real battles, but what he's gonna do is waste a lot of different angels with his hammer. It's like squeaky toy hammer.
seems to be like a weird. Uh, it seems like to be like a Japanese game where they
Yeah,
do rock
like
paper
there's a
scissors.
there's a plate and then there's a hammer.
Yeah, and like whoever loses rock paper scissors has to get pick up the hat.
Mm-hmm.
And if you pick up the hat before you get hit on the head by the hammer, you win.
Yep,
But they're doing it with the dolls.
the angels. Yeah.
Yeah, and he beats Sai. You see Sai
Yep.
going for it, almost getting the hat, and then stumbling, and it's like pop.
Bop. Bonk.
Yeah,
Oh,
uh,
also, we should point out that Katie, throughout this entire thing, is making making her doll Blanche just talk, going like
yeah,
all the
yeah.
time, and it's horrifying.
It's 100% insanity right there.
Oh,
Uh, and then so then they get, oh, what's the next prize going to be? And they're like, oh, how about the kiss from like the princess? And like they all
yeah.
like kind of think that's Misaki, and like,
Well,
oh, and
Sai
then
says like, I don't think I'd like to receive a kiss from a girl as my reward for winning.
yeah,
And I was like, oh, okay.
that makes sense. And Kotaro was like, absolutely not. Let's not do that.
No, absolutely not. There's no way Ojiro could win. So no, 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 no. I was like,
Yeah,
well, what if the winner becomes her second, and then Hatako's like, ugh,
yeah,
fuck my life,
yeah,
and just kind of wanders away into the house randomly, and Kotaro think goes to chase her. It's like, what are you going to do about this? You're still going to be her second? It's like, I can't choose for her. She has to choose herself. She has to ask me.
yeah,
It's like, you could say something though, right?
yeah. Good. Um, and then Kotaro was like, right, let me Hikaru Misaki. I'm going to defend my sister's honor. And they're like, okay, let's do it. And he wins like the first round of the thing, but can get the hammer because he
Yep.
can't. And then everyone's like, oh my god, is this like his first time? He's never going to
Yep.
win
Nope.
against the prince.
No, he is not.
And then they do another one, and um, the hamster appears
Oh yeah, and it like Piggy jumps off the back of his
off the
the
wizard.
doll of
Yeah,
the wizard.
who's about to smack him in the head and saves Kotaro. And
Yep.
then runs away. And they're like, "Oh shit, the hamster!" And they go looking for the hamster.
And I like that Kotaro is like, oh, I'm just gonna go and look in here. And Misaki's like, no, absolutely not, and like rugby tackles him to the ground.
Yeah, proper.
And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, like, why not? And she's like, that's my room. And
Uh,
Hatoko is like, yeah, you have to be a real dirty minded person to be looking in that girl's room.
yeah,
You go and look somewhere else, you filthy minded person, you.
you perv. I mean, psycho
It's
looking
real
here.
rough. He was just trying to help,
Yeah,
genuinely.
yeah, no, you were saying it's, but at the same time, yeah. And then so the hamster's in Misaki's room, and they find it,
Yeah.
and then they go underneath the bed, and then Misaki proposes to Hatoko. And she
Pretty much
says
exactly what
yes,
happens. They all blush.
and they all blush. And then Hatoko cries salty tears, and the Hanzo's like, I love salt.
Delicious.
And comes up to straight up to Hatoko. Uh,
Fine, you win. I'll come back.
yeah. And that's it. And then,
Well,
so that's,
she announces Hatoko as her second in front of the whole group, the whole party, and they're all
mhm,
like, "Oh yeah, absolutely."
that makes
This
sense.
that like that makes sense. It's like, well, in that case, she's like, is it Toma, whatever her name is like, "Oh, I'm gonna be head of your cheerleading society." He's like, and I'm gonna do this, and Ringo's like, I'm gonna be the head of your fan club, and everyone's like, this is a lot for a 14-year-old girl who's like, you know,
hmm Yeah, there's a lot.
everyone's really suitably obsessed with this 14-year-old.
Yeah, yeah. Should also mention that
Wild.
the mother's had a wee talk with Ichan and says, right,
Oh yeah.
I'm going to meet her. And it's like, you want me to drive? And he's like, no,
No,
I'll do it myself. Okay.
she drives herself there.
Yeah,
This seems like a bad idea.
it's like my idea. And then she goes away, and that scene ends. And then another scene comes in where the assistant's like, "Oh, where's Shoko, the mother?" And she's like, "Oh, she went to see her, and you didn't take her." Like, no, she didn't want me to do it. What? You let a woman go out on her own? It's like, what have I done wrong? I haven't done anything wrong.
God, such an arse, Ichan.
Yeah.
Uh,
And
and
then,
then the doorbell rings.
hmm, yeah, and Soko goes to answer it, and it's the sister this time.
Right, 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 right.
Uh huh.
She promised she would have a face to face with her daughter.
Uh huh.
Remember, this is her daughter.
Yeah.
If she won, the
Yeah.
daughter won.
She never promised the daughter that. She just promised herself
No,
that.
she's already trying to wiggle out of it,
So,
and she's like, "Oh, take me to her."
yeah, yeah. So she'd also mentioned the talk with Ichan earlier, said that she's tried several times in the past 7 years to actually deal with it, but she couldn't. But today's the day. She has made up
Yes,
her mind.
yeah, it's not really though, is it? Not
No,
really the day.
it's not. It's not. It's not really
It's
at all.
it's this bullshit. It's actually what we call moving the goalposts, isn't it now? Because
hmm
she's like, oh yeah, I said I would have a face to face with her, but what if I had a face to face with her where I could see her face, but she didn't know I was there?
It's
It's
not.
like, I'm sorry, what?
I don't. No, she didn't say that.
No, but that's basically what happens. She's like, I'm still like doing this sort of, but like I don't want her to know I'm here. Just like maneuver me into the hall where I can see her, but she can't see me.
Well, she was going to see her, and then she was like saying,
Uh,
she was saying, "Oh, look, everyone here is," and they have a scene in the side saying, "Look at this misfit
yeah.
friend group of like an idol, high school students, the Prince of the Lair, you
Yep.
know, and stuff like that. What a misfit! It's like, wow, yeah, it's amazing." And I only just got to Tokyo, and it's all thanks to Angelic Layer.
Yep. Yeah,
Whee!
and all of the dolls are laid out. Yeah.
On the portable layer, and then the mother sees that and says, "Oh, look, she's really happy." Yeah, okay, cool. I can't do it here. I got
Yeah.
it.
So
I
I'm
can't have
gonna
a
go.
I can't have a normal meet up with my daughter. I got to do it in some special way.
Just like it's literally it's like like yeah like I mean I'm here but I can't because you know it's this is Will Smith's dad in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air all over again.
Oh, the proper dad, not
Yep.
uncle. Yeah,
Not Uncle Phil. No, Uncle Phil is his dad, but the dad, blood dad. Like this is the oh yeah, I had to go. You know, like that's exactly what this is.
the guy go and get some milk.
she's just not privy to it.
and, and,
She's
and just
she's,
gets
she's not.
filmed.
Yeah, she's not privy to the conversation that she's
No,
being abandoned. It's like she
yeah.
doesn't even know if she's in consideration anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Ugh,
Anyway, so
wild,
yeah, so she
wild.
basically states that she can't just do a face to face. She's got to do it in some miraculously special way. Dum
Oh, and I
dum.
think I know what the special way is going to be.
Yeah.
Pretty confident I know what it is.
Yeah. You might do. Um,
Yeah.
it's anyway, as we both know, if she keeps continuing winning, she has no escape. It's going to happen.
Yeah. Gonna happen.
It's going to happen, and we're already on episode 17. So, and
Oh
it's
my
only
god, is that 9 episodes left? Is that
yeah,
this how this gonna finish, isn't it? She's gonna finish, she's gonna fight her mum. She's gonna fight her mum.
yeah,
Oh.
yep,
Uh, okay.
yeah.
Okay.
That's how it is. And then there's another ring at the doorbell, but Shoko's gone now.
Yep.
So Misaki opens the door, and it's the evil twin sister.
Yep. Just like, gonna let me in or what?
Yeah, he took too long to answer the door. You gotta be quicker. And it's like, okay,
I guess.
yeah. And I'm
But
gonna,
she's brought a load of folk with her.
yeah, because someone's advertised the party in the local Angelic Layer cafe. The hell, man!
And then and
That's
then
someone be the
someone
prince
that
of the lair.
well and then someone that isn't Misaki or the aunt
Uh-huh.
goes, "Yep, you know what they say, the more the merrier." It's like, this is not your house." It's like, "Come on in." And you're like, I don't know about that.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's
this is the bit where the wild party just gets out of hand, and then fucking the apartment's on fire, and everything's
oh my god.
up in the air and wrecked. That's how these kind of parties happen,
Uh
by randomly inviting randoms over, by putting a poster up.
yeah.
There's a party here at this house. No,
No.
it's not what you do.
Well, I think that's the end of this one, right?
Yeah, and
When
some
everyone
on the
yeah.
gate crashers coming in. Yeah,
How do you rate this one, Colin?
just for the insanity of it. 7.
Oh man.
It could be so much. It could be higher just because it's like the fuck are you doing, guys?
I mean, there's a lot of batshit craziness, and I'll go with a 6. A 5 is too harsh. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, yeah, it's all right. It's all right.
Yeah,
You
I
get.
am just blown away by the mother's choices still to this. Like, just everything about every choice she makes is like, this is just kicking the can down the road, isn't it? Like none.
Yeah,
It's like you're just talking about how it's like, I've decided that this is this. No, you haven't decided anything. You just don't want to deal with it.
no, no. So this is something. So basically, in shared episodes, it was mentioned that the second thing, the aunt's like, oh, you're not really making decisions right now, you'll but you're kind of like your mom. You'll end up making a hard
Yeah.
choice,
That's right. And
and
she's like, "Oh, I'm like my mum." Oh,
yeah,
it's like,
and
don't know if that's a good thing. Just to be clear, Misaki.
yeah, yeah, and it's gonna be fun seeing your act at the end. By the way,
Well,
I believe I think I read the manga ages ago for this,
uh
and
huh.
it's a different ending in the manga.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so this whole fuck up's only in the anime.
Yep. Awesome. Well, we've done it. We've reached the end of the episode. after having gone through episodes 15, 16, and 17 of Angelic Layer. We'll be back next week with 18, 19, and 20.
18, 19,
Getting
20.
closer. Getting
Yeah.
closer.
So it's only 3 more episodes left.
What?
3
Oh,
more
yes, of the podcast.
of the podcast.
No, wait. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, yep, 24, 25, 26. Yep.
Yeah. We already mentioned it's only 9 episodes away.
We did,
Earlier.
yeah. We did do that. We did.
Yeah.
I'm now just counting on my fingers. Anyway, as you say, Who's That Anime is an anime podcast and can be found where all good podcasts can be found. We don't make any money from this. There's no advertising or anything like that. So if you like what it is we do, leaving a review would be really awesome. If you've already left a review or can't or don't want to, but do like what we do, then telling a friend would be amazing. We also have a Discord channel. You can find the link to that in the show notes. We have a Facebook page. That's facebook.com/who's that anime. Colin and I occasionally like to play video games. Colin at twitch.tv/couchfuel and myself at twitch.tv/hailpayman. You can find archives of all of the live streams and links to that at youtube.com by searching for at couchfuel or at hailpayman. Oh, I forgot our Facebook page. I was so close. We also have a Facebook page where we post the latest episodes and the occasional anime meme. That's at facebook.com/who's that anime.
Yes.
Oh, wait, did I miss our YouTube channel as well? I did. Shit, I missed the entire middle section.
Oh, wow. You're on a roll.
Doing really well tonight.
I think.
Also, Colin painstakingly puts together the video versions of these episodes and can be found at youtube.com by searching for at Who's That Anime. Now we're done.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm pretty sure. Discord, podcast, reviews, Facebook, YouTube, video games. Yep.
Video
I
games.
usually have an order to it, but I fucked it up. I don't know how I managed that.
I think you watched like the last episode there and went just kind of brain melted.
I'm just done now. Yeah, could be fair. So yeah,
I liked the last episode just because it was just fucking stupid.
it's insane. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
And likely we'll be back next week to talk about more insanity.
I mean, yeah, I think it's basically down to tournament time again.
Some of these episode names are glorious. I can't wait to talk about them. And one of the episodes was released on my birthday.
Of all the days to be like this your birthday.
Yeah. Yep.
This one had an advert for the DVD at the front of the last episode.
Oh yeah. That's right.
Yep. There you go.
Maybe one of these days I'll buy those. The day is not today.
One of these days, one of these things is not quite the other. Quite not the other.
One of these things is not the same. Anyway, we'll be back next week with more Who's That Anime and more Angelic Layer.
We'll be back next week with more Who's That Anime and more Angelic Layer. I just already beat it. Yeah. Anyway, I'll see you. Same anime place, same anime time, same anime year.
Yep.
Yeah.
So far.
Unless it's not, and you're watching it in the future. Or the past. Might happen.
Steins Gate.
Let's go. See you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.